What up, everyone? It's the guys from Through the Ropes podcast, Jake and Paris. We have a fun little double dipper episode today. Before we get into that, I just want to go ahead and thank our sponsors. We have Great Northern Dispensary, Fire Artisan Pizza, which we just scarfed a little bit down just now, and then Fresh Bread Productions. If you need any awesome videography or photographs taken, Paris is your guy. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Great Northern. They are doing a 420 party because 420 and Easter land on the same freaking day this year, people. I know, it's pretty awesome. So the day before, on 4/19, he's going to do a chronic and comedy kind of party. So he's just going to have, you be out there, a little bit of food. They're going to have a full bar, a DJ. He's going to do some open mic stuff if you'd like. He's going to do a rock, paper, scissors tournament. Sean and Ashley are awesome people who've just done some fun things for the community and donated when I've asked. So yeah, if you want to go out and have a little bit of fun the day before Easter, go check out their location. It is 2108 52nd, the party will be at 1700 Vaughn Road. Sorry about that. So, all right, that being said, that being said, we have Ryan Ibsen and we have Lance Regimbal with us today. How you guys feeling today?
Good.
Oh, good. I'm good. Glad. I'm good. Glad to hear that.
Glad, yeah.
Open up a little bit. Shake it off, guys. How you feeling? How we looking? You're looking great. You're looking sharp, both of you. So, how we doing?
Good. Just getting ready for this fight. Been asking for about a year now, and I finally got it. So yeah, feeling good. Just got out of camp a week ago from Colorado to finish my camp here in Colorado. It was great.
How many guys did you take down there with you? 2 or 3, did I see?
3.
Okay. And you had, who else went down with you?
Me, Dave, Trent, and Easton.
Okay, Easton. Okay. And what do you got going on over here, handsome?
I kind of happened onto a bare knuckle boxing match, so that's exciting. But yeah, no, I didn't get to go to Colorado, but really getting after it and training hard here. So I'm feeling great. I'm ready.
When you guys are kind of going for 2 separate things, so they went down there. Where did you guys go get your training at?
Cease MMA.
Okay. And so how did that whole thing come about? How did Dave kind of get you guys linked up with that, or how did you guys?
Dave's known Mike, the head coach, I guess, for a while now, and they took Kai down there in the beginning of his BKFC career, so they've known each other for a while. So yeah, he just got us hooked up down there with doing MMA stuff.
Nice. Did you guys sleep in the gym, or what did you do?
No, we got an Airbnb.
Nice. All right. So you didn't have to sleep in the dungeon. That's awesome.
No.
And then, so what's been going on with you, Ryan? How's your training been treating you so far?
And it's been good. I haven't really ever. I fought this heavy before, but I've never actually had to cut to fight this heavy. It's been after that August fight, took some time off, started lifting a little more and kind of adjusting there. So getting back to it, I feel great. Me and Lance been putting in a lot of work together, and I don't know, it's going really well. Initially, when we started talking about contract, they proposed that I fight a kid from that Cease MMA, and not knowing all that, obviously, when we started talking about it. But then I reached out to Dave, and Dave was the one who's like, "Oh, let's not do that one." And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, cool, right. Let's do it." So,
I guess then we will.
Yeah, switched over. I got locked up with Eric Lopez for a bare knuckle boxing match, and yeah, it kind of fell in place.
So you're fighting a heavier weight than you're used to then?
Yeah, and it's kind of by design. I was fighting at 45, and I didn't really feel good at 45. And then I played around at like 55, and then some at 70, just kind of going wherever I could get a fight. And then, man, at 55, I don't know. I didn't feel bad at 55. I was just working through some stuff. But then 70, I felt completely overpowered.
Right.
So this one's at 65 and built up, quite a bit heavier. So
yeah,
cutting down a little bit. I actually feel really good going into it. That's first.
And the last time we had you on was right before. Do you want to talk about what kind of happened with the BKFC stuff?
Oh, yeah. So I was supposed to fight Brandon. I'm sorry, I can't recall the name. I was supposed to fight Brandon on that BKFC Billings card.
Yep.
And man, I just got back from I fought in Edmonton. I fought that Hassan Al-Hanim.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel good. Like, nothing felt right, all that. So I was trying to tough through it for a couple weeks, and then, gosh, I don't know, 5-6 weeks before the fight, went and got looked at, and I was dealing with a lingering injury that it was really messing with my head.
Yeah.
and it wouldn't go away. So I needed to take some time off anyway. I didn't spar for like 3 months. I didn't really train much. I just kind of started lifting and refocusing, just trying to feel better.
Yeah. Well, it's smart though. I feel like a lot of people would maybe try and, push through that, and and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but I think that's really smart of you to realize that your body was really trying to tell you something there. And because I remember you and I have had a chance to personally talk. I knew what was going on, but just, so some people maybe wondering what had happened, just kind of shine a little light on that.
Yeah. So like I took a fight. I had that 170 fight in July, and I got mauled, but at some point in it, broke part of my jaw. And then just kept training through it. Went into the August fight. As soon as I got hit, it broke another part on the same side. Mm-hmm. And, one of them was like the mandible. One of them was the TMJ joint. And everything kind of hurt. I have a bunch of broken teeth. And I just couldn't shake it. So I took the time off and graduated college in that time too. So it was just yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, dude.
Thank you. So there was just a lot going on, and just none of it felt right. So refocus, hit it hard again.
That's smart. Well, and I mean, sometimes people look at that just being like, oh, well, I'll just take the payday one way or another if I win or lose. And I think that's smart of you just to realize that your body needed a little bit more. Maybe not just your body, but your mind as well needed a little bit more time. So
absolutely. I was on a 3-fight slide, so
right.
Couldn't deal with that again.
Yeah, and if you're trying to make a bounce back, you don't want to go into a fight, not feeling right mentally and physically. So
Right.
Well, speaking of the Billings card, Lance, isn't that when you had your first amateur BKFC fight?
Yep.
Yeah, and how did that kind of work out for you? We kind of saw it, but how did it work out for you?
Oh, good. Going in, Dave said, just go out there and brawl. He's like, because the rounds are only 1:30, I think they were.
90 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, we had short rounds and we only had 3, so we went out there and just brawled with him. And yeah, it was different with like the clinch and everything, and I utilized that a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it turned out good.
Came out with a nice little W.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of fun watching some of you guys that have never done that kind of step in that realm, and you and Dakota, I think Harvey had an amateur one, and then was anyone else from Flow State have an amateur one on that one?
No.
Harvey's not from Flow State, but
no, we didn't. No,
yeah.
It was just me, Dakota, and Harvey from that we know.
The people that
yeah.
Hell yeah. And then you had another fight. I know that's kind of also, we just had you on a little while ago, and you were getting ready for your fight down in Salt Lake, I believe.
Yep.
And I know that kind of didn't really turn out. I know you didn't really care about that belt and necessarily about that whole thing, but you still don't want to go down there and take an L. Do you want to kind of walk us through what happened down there? And,
yeah, it's not that I didn't care about the belt. It was still a big stepping stone in my amateur career. So, I mean, it is a crappy loss, but I mean, it was all right. He was a very high-skilled grappler and caught me with something, that sneaky little arm bar, and couldn't do nothing about it. So, I mean, yeah, it was all right. We're going to go back July, I think, and we're going to go fight for the title again down there.
Okay. Awesome. So you're going to get a rematch with this guy then?
No, he turned pro as soon as after he fought me.
Oh, okay. So now you got to go back there, win down another belt, and then you're pretty soon going to declare yourself pro then, or?
Yeah.
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 Do you thinking you're going to do that maybe after you win this belt? You got a couple other things you want to prove?
Yeah, just a couple other things that I need to go through and work on and everything, and then, we'll go pro.
Yeah. Well, and I don't mean to undersell it, like you didn't care about that belt. It just seemed like you had your eyes a little bit more set on some more the stuff
Berkman.
here with So now you're finally getting that fight. You said you've been kind of waiting on that for a year. You were calling him out and waiting on him, and then he had an injury he's dealing with, or do you want to?
Yeah, I called him out before the injury.
Yeah.
I called him out probably 4 to 6 months before the injury, and didn't take it, and then we got the interim title December 14th, and now he has no running. He can't run now.
Yeah.
He has no choice but to fight me. So, I mean, we're going to go out there and do what we do best and we're gonna knock him out.
So how did this whole thing spark between you guys? Is it just you wanted the best dude and he was just the top dog in the spot, or how did it?
He was the top dog at the time, but he ain't now.
Yeah.
He should be honored to fight me.
Yeah.
Just because you're the champion, that don't mean shit.
When he's kind of been sitting around on that for a hot minute. So, yeah.
And I don't know, man. He's just another stepping stone.
Right.
We're not too worried about him.
So after you take the belt, then what's kind of the next thing that you want to do? Is there another person in Fusion that you're looking at, or are you talking about?
I don't think there's anyone. Maybe Dominic Harris out of Kalispell.
Okay.
But he's the 125 or out of there. But I think he only has like 3 fights, maybe 2.
Yeah. So he'd need to get a little more under his belt.
Yeah. But that's the only other person that's in Montana, at least, that if Fusion can bring Fusion could, but bring someone out of state. That's like the only thing right now.
Yeah.
Because no one in the state of Montana in the 125-pound division don't interest me.
So then what would declaring pro how would that open up doors for you to fight more 125ers that are of interest to you?
Oh, yeah. It'd open up a lot more doors. There's a lot more pro fighter 125-pounders. So, we can go there, and we call in Utah as well. And then Colorado, Mike is potentially starting his own promotion. So we'll be going down there to fight quite often as well, if that happens.
Well, and I feel like Denver and like that area has a really, really big kind of like fight culture there. So if you start kind of getting some connections down there, I feel like you should be able to get some,
Well, Dave already got connections, so we're going to go, if it actually goes through with Mike and his promotion and whatnot, then we'll end up going down there and fighting and whatnot. But so Utah and Montana's the places right now.
Yeah.
So after Berkman, we're planning on going back to Utah.
Yeah. So then what was it like kind of going down there to Colorado? Was it were the guys pretty cool to you, or were they kind of trying to put the wrenches on you?
Very friendly. Yeah. Very friendly. All of us are learning from everyone, they were learning stuff from Dave, and we were learning stuff from them. Their 125-pounder, Jacob Cochran, very respectful guy. He's amateur. He's 4-0, holds the Arkansas title. But yeah, he is a 7-time national champion in wrestling. Fargo champion. So he helped me a lot with like wrestling and everything. So that was a lot of help. And yeah, so he's very respectful and friendly guy. So yeah, it was friendly territory. We were going down there, someone was trying to hurt us, or we were hurting them.
When I don't mind someone bulldogging me a little bit, but if it like becomes excessive where it's like counterproductive towards what you're trying to do, then So what's it like for you guys? You obviously train together all the time, but what is it like when you know that you're going to be on like the same card? Is it make things a little bit more intense, or is it just business as usual for you?
We always keep like a high energy, I think, when we train together. But it's definitely exciting, and his movement, and I don't know, Lance a pain in the ass. So I'm fighting significantly heavier, and I'm getting head kicked.
Right.
And it's like, you're 5'1", dude, like 5 foot at least. What the fuck is wrong with you? So you get in there, and it's just we push each other. We have a lot of fun, and I think he's like one of my main training partners too. Like, if you can figure out his movement, I don't know who I wouldn't be able to figure out. Still haven't figured it out. We're getting there.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a really good energy going right now. We got a lot of guys on the card too.
And it's nice to have a whole bunch of teammates on the card. If Flow State can fill the card, then it's nice.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, just probably everyone's, like you're saying, everyone's energy is up then just that much more, because everyone knows they're getting ready for the show, and just, it probably intensifies shit a little bit more. So
yeah, we got, I don't know, the placement of the card, the way some things have happened and all of that. It definitely feels lucky, like Lance has been on the card since like the beginning of the card. I think I got contracted pretty early on the card. So like I knew he and I were going to be on the card, And so right there is, motivation to just get after it. But then, we had James Dennis get brought on the card.
Yeah.
Ransom,
Trent, Billy Wagner.
Yeah. Is
Rigo got one?
Did
Rigo as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought I heard he was going to be on there.
Yeah, I mean, and if forgetting anyone, sorry, there's a lot of people.
I think we have like 5 or 6 on the card out of Flow State.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And Ransom, I'm really excited to watch fight again. I got to see him up in Cutbank or no Havre.
Yeah.
And that was super fun, man. And he's obviously a wrestler, so he did really good in that sense. But his defense, and this is just me being like a fan watching, but it seemed like his defense was really good, his recovery, and he also got up and his stand-up game, like actually throwing punches and reacting.
His stand-up game's not as bad as people think it is for him being a wrestler.
I was shocked. I mean, that was his first fight that I'd ever seen him a part of. I'd seen him a little bit at Flow State. But it was just really fun. Just I've known him because of his mom, Tiana.
Yeah.
So it was just super fun to be. I was doing the commentating that night, and I was like right there watching. It was just. I feel weird sometimes when I don't know people's children very well, and I'm just like, oh, I was just like so proud of him. Dude.
Pumped for him, yeah.
Well, and he was. I know he was super nervous, and he just went out there and. To me, overperformed in what you would see from an amateur who's fucking. I think he was 17 at the time.
Yeah.
To see that was really awesome. So
he's one of the hardest working kids in the gym, and when he gets after it, he's partnering up with Lance a lot of the time. You see those two moving together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Especially with them being around the same size, same weight class, all that. So he's training, with
I think
the
he
best
fights
amateur.
at 45, doesn't he?
35.
Or 35?
Yeah,
okay.
I think he was okay.
But he's getting his rounds in. Everyone there's. I think everyone in the gym's pretty tough.
Right.
But he's getting a lot of meaningful rounds in with the best 25 in the state, and I think that's helping him a lot. Right. So.
Well, now, I love too Trent. He's had a couple of tough losses and stuff, but one thing I love.
That kid gets God's heart, and he will not.
Oh, he will not quit.
No,
dude,
he will not.
I've watched him, and it was painful to watch. I love you, Trent, but the Missoula fight, he was on the ground for most of the 2 or 3 rounds, but he just never stopped. He kept his defense up. He was taking some insane shots, and every time I watch his fights, it seems like he gets just a little bit better, and he might have done really bad in one area, and then the next fight, that person tries to exploit that, and he kind of defends against that. I think in the fight in Missoula, he was having a hard time defending the takedown and then getting off of his back from there. And then the next fight after
no one
that.
has stood with Trent.
Yeah.
No one has not. Everyone has taken Trent down to the ground, and that's his biggest weakness.
Right.
So if we can get that one major thing covered.
Yeah.
It's all coming together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. You know, Trent's getting better. And Colorado definitely helped out Trent a lot. Because we did 2 jiu-jitsu classes, one at 11 to 12, and then some days we'd go from 5:30 to 6:30. Then we'd have MMA from 7:30 to 8:30.
Damn, just fucking full day, full schedule.
Yeah,
Trent, he's a good dude. He's got a lot of heart, and that's the best thing about watching him fight is there's no give up in him. So
no, there's not.
So with you guys, kind of, I know you're still newer to it and everything, but it's do you guys kind of feel a certain pressure as you have these younger kids like Ransom and Trent and Tristan? They're all, I don't want to say babies, but they're all 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. What is that like for you guys, kind of starting to be some of the older guys in the room and
help them out, just guide them,
yeah,
teach them things. I haven't been doing MMA for very long, but I evolved really fast in it, so just help them out.
Right.
The knowledge that I have, the knowledge that Ryan has, he's been doing it for a very long time. So.
Since the creation of the wheel or something like that.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
So what's it like for you, Ryan? You've been around this a while, with your dad and stuff like that. Is there a kind of, not necessarily a pressure, but what does it feel like? What is it important to you to kind of pass on and impart onto some of these younger kids that are?
Well, I think just mentality's a big one. It's really easy to get caught up in certain things, certain behaviors, and trying to help them. We'll write housing application recommendations and stuff. It's this isn't your whole world. At some point, if you work hard, you put in the work, it can be. But right now, there's other things outside of here. So when you're in here, we're going to put in the work. You have times where you kind of have to to bully them, I guess, and it's like the old Amish kind of beat the bitch out of them.
Yeah. Well, that's good for any that's
and
a tried and true method.
Yeah, we do that, but there's a lot of rebuilding too. You see a Lance, like, he'll butcher someone in the cage, and then they come out after the round, they're talking about what he did right and wrong. So it's I do think both Lance and I have taken on a fair bit of we have phenomenal coaches too. That's why you're seeing the improvements that you see, but it helps to get the coaching, at a peer level.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been, it does get hard to train sometimes, because if like Trent's one, I'm like, quit fucking doing that. I have to call it out mid round. It's like, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But no, you certainly, you gotta take on that kind of coach and try to be a team leader role.
Right.
And yeah, Lance has embraced it. I hope I've embraced it well, and move through the day like that.
Yeah. Well, you guys are both, kind of inspiring people. And like I said, your dad is one of the coaches. So I'm sure a lot of people kind of look to you too, because they probably assume you're getting pumped with all this like extra knowledge.
Yeah. No, I think I know a fair bit, but my relay of the information, like, I don't know. I was trying to teach a leg weave Americana.
Is that a coffee drink, Americana?
Yeah, it's lovely. It calms nice the nerves, blend. Actually.
Yeah.
No, we're trying to teach this submission to Tim Curry, and I realized I know everything, like how to do it. I feel very confident in the setup, all that. Watch what I'm doing, though. Don't hear me talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck it all up.
The words coming out of my mouth will not make sense, but the actions that I perform.
Yeah, I feel like I sound like an idiot half the time. Or like if I'm running a class or something, it's like, I don't know what to do, guys. Spar?
Right.
Yeah, if Ryan's running the class, it's, you guys want to spar today?
Let's just do it.
As few of English words that I have to use, the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paris, what was it like for you when you, like as we were talking about like new people coming into the gym, what was it like for you when you were going, was it the dog pound in Missoula, or where did you start doing your training? What was it like? Was it intimidating? Were people receptive to you, or what was it like for you?
Yeah, it was fun. I did like just a little bit with dog pound, just kind of messing around, having some fun, doing a little bit of cardio. I never really did anything like too serious, but going to Great Falls Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or not Great Falls, oh my God, Missoula Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu down there. Everyone was super cool, super nice. It was cool training with them, and the upper belts like teach you and whatnot. And something I was wondering about, like you were talking about teaching, is do you think that helps your skill set and understand the moves a little bit more, kind of going through it and being like, oh, that's how I do it? Because like when you do something, you know how to do it really well, you just kind of do it. And then actually like breaking it down to someone else who doesn't know it, do you think that helps with your skill set?
I think absolutely. You have to be able to explain what you're doing to a degree, so you have to really focus on what you're doing. And I think it's important, that is something we do where like, Lance will pull him out for demonstration or something. Like, can you show us how you do that? Because, everyone in the gym, I think at least at a certain level should be coaching and offering advice, because it helps so much with your technique as well. So I think that's a really important piece of it. But yeah, Lance has done that a lot. And I try to do it wherever I can, but it's certainly helpful.
Yeah. When do you think that, like, I guess athletes in there are like ready to start coaching? Do you just see it in their skill set? Is it like after a big win? Is it something kind of significant where you're just like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Can you show us this?
I don't, and maybe you have some more on this too. I don't think it's like a set time. It's just, if someone is hitting something right every time and they're like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like if you're going with a really good wrestler, like Easton on our team. Mm-hmm. He hasn't fought before, has he?
No.
Yeah. So
he's coming off an ACL injury, so he's
goofed himself up.
So yeah, he's just been training and everything. He just got done with physical therapy, so now he's just training and waiting for his knee to get, 100%, and then he'll get fighting.
But he's someone where just the wrestling background and stuff, and you could pull him, just the middle of any random class, be like, hey, can you clean this up? Can you show us kind of what you would do in this situation? And I think it creates involvement among the team too. So I think it's beneficial. Absolutely.
Yeah, coaching. Yeah, I wouldn't say there would be like a great time. Like I'd just say if there's that one person that's good at doing one thing, you can try to help the other person do that. Teach them if they're doing it wrong or whatnot. But yeah, it definitely helps out me as a fighter to be able to teach someone because, you got to walk through it step by step and it makes you understand it more. And yeah, it's very helpful. So I love coaching. I love teaching people. So, I mean, whatever I can pass my knowledge down to someone, then I will.
Yeah, so a lot of the new guys that come in and these younger guys, do they have skill sets before they come in? Like, were they boxing before, wrestling before, or is it?
There's a handful that does, but then there's a handful that come in that don't know absolutely nothing.
Just a brawly kid wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
But we do get a fair mix
Ransom's
of them.
brought in a few wrestlers this last week or so, and that's their main thing is just wrestling, and then they come in and they get punched in the face and they're like, oh, what the hell? So
Are they a bunch of little crazy bastards and they love it, or what do they think?
yeah, I mean, they stuck around.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people stick around. They come in, they'll do it for like a few days, and then you won't see them again.
Yeah, my buddy Matt Fuller said his kid's been hanging out with Ransom and going down to Flow State. I can't remember what he said his son's name is, but he said he's been enjoying it. So,
and that's good. Yeah, we get a lot of those. The boxers too. They just come down. It's like I think you have an idea of what you're in for.
But once we kick a boxer,
yeah,
they don't want to come back.
They're like, on that.
Back, yeah. The wrestlers are kind of up for whatever.
Yeah.
So what has it kind of been like at Flow State? You guys have kind of had some pretty good success. I mean, obviously, like Kai came out of there, and then you guys have all had different branching, various degrees of success. I mean, every time there's a fusion card, either here or Missoula, I feel like it's stacked up with you guys, people from your gym. Have you been seeing like not necessarily a rotating door, but like a lot of younger kids who they've seen you at these fights, or Kai Stewart trained here? Have you been seeing like a younger crowd start to kind of come to the doors and want to train, or is it kind of, it's been a growing sport anyways?
It's a lot of just the same people at the gym. And then during the summer, we'll see a lot of new people come in, but they don't last long.
Okay.
They'll come in for a couple weeks, maybe a week, and then they don't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, there's a consistent of probably like 7 to 10 people that come in, and they're there every day. So
Yeah, it's got to feel good that, I mean, for as small of a gym as it is, you have that many people dedicated to the process.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to feel pretty good.
But yeah, summertime we have a lot of people that just come in and try it and want to try it, but I don't think they really want to fight.
Right.
So once they get punched or kicked, or they're hesitant and scared now, and they don't come back.
I thought it was fun. I mean, I like doing it just for a different type of cardio, but I mean, I think I've gotten kicked in the head or punched by you. Both of you guys multiple times. Drew Franco, I know, it kicked me in the head more than fucking 3 times.
He takes pleasure in it.
Yeah, not tell you that he's switching a drill up. He's just like sidebarring with someone else. They decide they're going to switch something up, and then all of a sudden you're getting a fucking roundhouse to the dome piece. But,
Right.
Yeah.
What better surprise on a wrestling?
No, it's fun, and it was fun to go down there for a little bit. I mean, I just did it for a very little bit, but it was just kind of cool watching like you guys getting ready for your fights, or just like the everyday grind. And yeah, it's a whole ass process. I like any sport, I guess, but it was just like really fun to kind of see what you guys go through, just a tiny bit of like what you guys go through on a daily basis. So
No, and I mean, how badass did Kai look though?
Pretty damn good. He did look pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, sir. Yeah. The BKFC Dubai, Kai retained his title, and that's super awesome. Like, what is that like for you guys? Do you like to meet up and watch those kind of things together because you guys have been there in the trenches with them, or what is that like for you guys to like watch something like that? I mean, obviously it's one thing when you're watching him here in Billings, or when he won the title. I mean, every time he retains his title, it's awesome, but like that's a whole different stage. Like, what's it like for you guys guys to watch your former training partner kind of
Good,
do that?
you know, and yeah, you know, it's pretty awesome, you know, congratulations to him, you know, he just keeps doing his damn thing, you know, going out there winning and
Do
picking
you get
people.
nervous?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
I get terrified. He's like a little brother to me, so it's like every time he walks out there, I'm like clenching up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't like this at all.
I have to shit so bad right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's it like? What's it feel like for you guys? Like, is it like knowing that you guys helped him, you know, kind of advance in one way or another? You helped him. Like, I think you were kind of helping him train a lot for the HD fight, weren't you?
Yeah,
Because he
I was
fighting
his
someone
replica.
taller. Yeah. Or like
see things like that. I don't know, you know, like me and Kai joke around, call ourselves the Battle Brothers and all that. We put in a lot of work together, especially when I got back into fighting. You know, he was like my main training partner, my main sparring partner, and we put in a lot of work together. So when you see him out there, you know, like competing at an international level, doing everything he's doing, it's hard not to feel, you know, pride. And then you know, I'm sending him, you know, a dozen messages. I'm full gooning it, like, bro, you got to do this in front of Connor. You know, just the little things that kind of geek out.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you watch him fight, and especially the last two, has he gotten cut in the last two?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has.
10
The
rounds,
Jimmy
I don't
one,
think he's
I think
gotten
he
a
had
cut.
like a tiny nick because he rode, or no, he didn't ride with us, but we met up with him at the Peppers or whatever.
Yeah, I think he had like maybe a little one over his eyebrow. I think. I don't know. I took a picture of him right after. I should look at it.
Yeah.
It's weird watching it because the progression, you know, like when he fought Louis, cut up everywhere. You know, he looked like hell. Fought Howard, looked like hell. Duran, couple of cuts. And it's like it doesn't even look like he was
Jimmy
in a
Rivera,
fight.
he had maybe 1-2 cuts, and now I don't think he got cut at all this last fight in Dubai.
He looked fucking good.
He's making them like they don't look like they should be fighting him, and you know how tough these guys are. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy Stridham, he really didn't even throw a punch.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was just backing away, and he didn't really throw a punch. So I mean, props to Kai. He didn't get cut because Tommy Stridham didn't even fucking throw a punch.
Where do you punch at? You're gonna Tommy always, at least you know from what I saw when I was doing my own research on him. It seemed like third round he hits a wall. You know he's going to get tired. Fourth, fifth round, he's not going to come out the same. So I don't know if that was an attempt to conserve energy, knowing that he was fighting a buzzsaw. You know, but Kai's just relentless pressure, and that's how you are. And it fucking sucks. As your training partner, it's awful. We'd be like 8th, 9th round of something, and it's like he didn't do nothing. Yes. Come on, man. I'm 30. You got to give me a minute. You know, this is the worst.
My lungs. So did you kind of already have that like hardcore pressure and pace, or did you learn a little bit that, or so what was like that? How was that?
You know, the cardio, wrestling cardio. You know, Kai talks about that a lot.
Yeah.
And that wrestling cardio is a whole different type of cardio. And then I went to boxing, and you know, we did a lot of cardio down there. And then I came to MMA, and it was just there.
Yeah. So what was that like then? You and Kai both have similar types of ways you like to apply pressure. So what was that like when you would be sparring him? Just like two...
Yeah, we just pressure.
Yeah.
Both of us just going at it.
Constantly trying to smother each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. One, so that probably taught you like a whole new tempo. Like you thought you had a high pace, then you're also fighting against someone with a high pace. That probably taught you a whole different way about going about stuff. So, hell yeah. So then, what else have we got going on? What's the summer looking like for you guys? Do you have anything fun planned, or what do we got going on?
I don't know. So the Monday after the fight, I'm going to South Dakota to check out an elevator.
Nice. And that's with your job,
Yeah, so this is one that you know, I've been trying to get back into agriculture since I graduated. You know, I left so that I could come back in a different capacity. But yeah, I kind of lucked out. I had a recruiter get a hold of me, and we've been working some things out. So I'm gonna go check out the elevator, and I'll spend the week in in Pierre, South Dakota, and elevators in Harold. But I'll check that out, and then if it's all a go, just make sure the numbers are right and stuff, and I might be moving by the end of May.
What? Why
Yep.
would you break our hearts like that?
Just kind of get on with life,
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm teasing. It's not.
No,
That's cool, man. That you're.
So are you gonna be done with fighting if you move?
I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, I'm a little. If everything goes well with Eric, Eric's a tough guy. He's got a pretty good BK record. I'm kind of eyeing that Sturgis card if I can find a gym and everything. After I get set up. They're August 2nd. I think BKFC's going back to Sturgis.
Yeah, I think 100% after how much
That'd be a
success,
lot of fun.
Yeah, after how much success they had because I was gonna ask that if you were interested in any other like fight promotions that are over there. That'd be fucking sweet if you could get on the Sturgis card.
Oh yeah, I mean, no matter what, I think fitness is super important. But so no matter what, I'm gonna stay in shape. I'm gonna do what I can to exercise where I can. But if they come back, I'd love to.
The elevator stuff that we talked about that on the last show, right? That's like what you did where you were a part of the union and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a transfer facility for grain.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like they're loading out like 2 unit trains a week, which is a monster train.
My buddy works at an elevator just north of town, a little ways, like 30 minutes away. But
yeah,
he was just talking about units, and he was literally just explaining all this shit to me. So
no, it's all cool. It's exciting. Agriculture's I really like the people in agriculture.
Yeah.
Especially when you get relationships going with like growers and farmers and stuff. Right. I think that's really neat. But it opens so many doors. Any young people looking to get in, it's the highest paying field I never heard of. You know what I'm saying? These guys, especially with overtime and double time metrics and stuff that kind of come with, seem to follow these jobs around.
Well, especially if they're going to not be taxing overtime here soon.
Yeah, well, that would be something, right?
As I say, some people I know are going to be fucking cleaning out here soon.
But if you're if you're a young person looking to make good money and you're not afraid to work, look into agriculture.
Right. So Lance, what's your summer looking like? You got this fight coming up, and then what do you got? You got any other fights that you're kind of eyeing in the future? You got anything fun to do summer?
I want to go back to Colorado. Utah, fight for the title again, and out of that, we got a family vacation planned with my mom, all my niece and nephews, my kids, and all that. So we're gonna do that, and then
where are you gonna go? What are you doing?
I don't know yet. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We went to Silverwood last year, but I think we might go to like the Blue Lagoon in Utah.
Huh. That sounds fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that like an amusement park type thing too?
Yeah.
Swim park, amusement park?
Yep.
Nice. I think we're going to go to Silverwood in June this year. So I'm kind of stoked. I haven't been there in like a long time, like 15 years. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
Went there for the first time last year. And
hell yeah.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah, last time I was there, they were getting ready to open up their one roller coaster, the green one that goes in reverse, like does it one way.
Oh yeah, that thing. I didn't go on that thing, man.
Panic drop or something like that.
I didn't go on that thing, man.
And it takes you way up.
Yeah.
And it fucking drops.
It's like purple and green.
Yeah.
I didn't go on that thing. Hell no.
Then I think they have a new one that they opened a couple years ago, the flight simulator one, the red and black one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went on that one. That one's pretty fun.
Is it? All right, I'm excited. So I haven't been there in forever, so it'll be cool to check it out. So
my daughter was gung ho on going on that one. I didn't do any of the big boy rides, just palling around with my kids, but my daughter wanted to go on it, and like she was like right under the size limit and stuff, so we kind of had her stand on her tiptoes, start walking up, and then I was looking at the harnesses. It's like, oh, okay, maybe we should. You'll go flying.
She's like sitting on your knee slightly.
Yeah. She's just a tiny little shit. So.
Yeah. So do you not like riding roller coasters, or how come you didn't?
Oh, I spent the day with the kids.
Okay.
Okay. Just walking around doing kind of the kids rides.
That's an easy out, I feel like.
I wasn't. No, I'm
I
not
feel like
afraid,
maybe
bro.
you were scared and you're just blaming your kids right now. Well, you're so damn tall, maybe your head would catch on when you go to. I mean, that would be a legitimate fear for me.
You're discounting a lot of what I may have had going on internally. I don't appreciate it on a public forum like
and
this.
Now we're just airing it out to everyone, right?
Yeah, dude, fuck you.
That's really cool of me. So, Paris, what do you got going on this summer? Do you have any fun summer plans?
No, not really. Just go up to the lake. My buddy's got a boat, so I'll go surf a little bit. And this is usually a pretty busy time for me too. I do a lot of Montana tourism stuff, and so just go film. And hang out, and got a daughter now, so hang out with her, and yeah, not really anything too crazy.
So what when you guys have a fight coming up, what's like your favorite post fight, or I guess maybe like post weigh-in thing to do, like that you can finally eat, or do you have like a ritual that you kind of like to follow or
I do a
adhere to?
carb load and a protein load.
Yeah. So do you have like
That's
a
my-
specific meal though that you like, if you were going to eat anything that you could have afterwards?
No, not really.
Not
It's
like
just
a
anything
steak
pasta.
Okay.
Anything pasta or a potato. You know,
Okay.
potatoes have a lot of carbs. So anything potato or pasta for my carb load, and then protein, steak, chicken, whatever. It don't really matter. Just
As long as you're getting it.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have like a celebratory meal that you like to eat once you win? Do you like going and getting a big steak or going and getting some lobster or anything?
No, not really. I
Dude.
just
You gotta start living the good fucking life. You're a fighter. If you get a win, you gotta go
I
fucking treat
just-
yourself.
I don't know. Probably tacos, man. I love tacos.
Okay. Well, if you get a win, I gotta grill you a steak and we'll show you the fucking good life.
All right, sounds good.
Ryan, what do you have, like a ritual? Or do you like something you like to do like right after you weigh in? Is there a certain meal that you like to eat, or something like a dessert or anything you like to treat yourself to?
So I just see it as like one more day of discipline. So I got to stay eating healthy, of course, I'll do like power burritos. I really enjoy those. So it's, just chicken, bunch of vegetables, and I can use like salsa and rice, cilantro lime rice in there. Fry like 2 of those, just get a little bit of texture back to it, but use that to build back up. And then post fight, quesadillas were my favorite. The steak quesadillas from Taco Bell, but those sons of bitches got rid of those.
Damn dirty bastards.
So that's gone, and they fucked that up for me. So if it's Taco Bell, I'm gonna go a 5-layer burrito now, but otherwise just any kind of pizza. And I've been really craving buffalo wings lately, so that's kind of been my.
I'm always craving buffalo wings.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck some wings up after the fight.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. Go eat smash like 30 of them real
Yeah,
quick.
let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll eat 30 myself, so you have to get your own wings.
That doesn't work for me.
Oh.
Lance, you coming? You want some wings, bro?
Yeah, I want some wings.
You in?
Yeah, I
I
don't
love
think
wings,
all right.
man.
they'd be
You in
nice.
Paris?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Buffalo
Gonna be a
wings is
whole
like one of
jam.
those foods I don't think I would ever get sick of. I don't really fuck around with like honey barbecue and stuff like that, but just a straight nice hot buffalo wing.
Oh, I like those honey barbecue, like chicken nuggets and shit. Like I'll fucks with those, but you gotta have the bone-in buffalo wings. That's the way to do it.
I just don't know why I've just never been anything like kind of like that. Barbecue flavoring in general is kind of whatever for me, but the honey, the sweet stuff, or like the brown sugar flavored kind of anything, I've never really struck me as my thing.
I can do like, I don't know. I probably do like 30 buffalo wings by myself. But when it comes to those, the honey barbecue stuff, I do like 10, and that was nice.
Some little chicky nuggies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not terrible every once in a while.
No.
Yeah. So so you don't have anything really figured out post fight. You're hoping to go back to Utah, and then you might be over in South Dakota. How did this job kind of come about for you in South Dakota?
Well, Securitas has been wonderful, and I've learned so much being an HR manager, in that realm. But once I finished school, I knew I wanted to come back to it before too long. But my kids are in Spokane. I guess it's just the next chapter. I had a recruiter get a hold of me on LinkedIn, and they're sending 100 messages a day, but one of them, just like, yeah, let's see what happens. And then she hooked me up with some people, and I guess it kind of just fell in my lap.
Yeah.
But I don't know, really, really excited about even the prospect of it, just to know that those doors could be opening up.
Right. Well, and it just sometimes, I think Libby and I, my wife and I, are kind of at the same spots. Like, I think we're ready just to see something different. You know what I mean? Not that we love Montana, and I obviously want to live and die here, but it's kind of fun. It's fun being scared a little bit and like the unknown.
Yep.
And to like go do something where you don't know a bunch of people, or that's a lot of comfortability, I guess. And
Yeah.
knowing all those people and knowing you have all these safety nets right here. So I think we're kind of feeling the same way. And
Absolutely.
fun to just try something else out. And we always have here if we, if it doesn't work out, but it'd be fun to see something else. So
It's yeah, and I don't know. I guess the prospect elevators are exciting because they're everywhere.
right,
It's kind of hard to nail down, like the entry level like management roles. Exactly where I want to be, because ideally I'd be in Spokane, Post Falls, that area.
Right.
But 5 years and I want to pursue a master's degree. I would like to do that. And just stay hard at it. And then, 5 years from now, I would like to think that at least have a little more say in where I live,
Right.
So
I should link you up with my buddy Cole, because he went to he literally was in South Dakota for just a little bit, and then he got moved to a bigger elevator in somewhere in Nebraska.
okay.
And then he came back. He did that for like 4 or 5 years over there. And then he was just running the one out in Shoto, and then they just gave him one literally just north of town here a little ways. So,
Yeah.
good luck, man. Congratulations.
appreciate it, man.
And
Thank
I
you.
know he makes pretty good money, so that's hopefully you are in the same boat. And
It'll elevate my life quite a bit
Right.
if everything goes through with this one. So
well, and I mean, and maybe you go do that for a couple years, and then you, like you're saying, you can afford to be more near your kids and do that whole thing. So
I hope so.
yeah,
I just don't want to miss out on the teenage years because kids are fuckers,
right. And you want to be a fucker with them.
No.
Or I mean, prevent
I'm gonna hold
them
down the law.
from being a fucker. Because how old are your kids?
They're 8 and 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of time, and I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing by just trying to create a better life for them, create a better life for you, which creates a better life for them. So
That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Hopeful.
And Lance, how many kids do you have?
2,
You got the 2, and how old are they?
4, and 2.
So what is it like for you? I mean, obviously the 4-year-old, I mean the 2-year-old, it's not like they're not, know what's going on, but your 4-year-old probably understands a little bit more. What's it like for you, like being a father and now you're probably really trying to instill different types of things into them that you want them to adhere to, or just,
Just mainly like, self-respect. You gotta have respect for yourself, love yourself, and, just teaching them to be a good person, and just main thing is just be a good person, you ain't gotta sit there and, I got a bad family background, drug addicts and everything, so I mean, I don't want none of my kids going down that road.
yeah.
My older brother, he's a very bad drug addict and everything. So, I mean, I don't want him none of my kids going down that road.
Right.
Addicts fall into my dad's side and my mom's side. So that's the main thing, is just keep them away from what I can keep them away from.
Right.
And, I can only do so much as a parent, and, like, I'm sure everyone's done as a kid, what the parent don't know don't hurt,
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to a friend's house, and, he tries a drug, and, so I can only do so much.
Right.
So.
Maybe it's important too, like letting your kid know that it's okay to be like honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And
I'm not, I'm strict to a point, but I'm not really that bad of a strict parent. So I mean,
right. One right now, he's 4, so it's like sticking crayons up his nose and shit like that.
yeah, coloring on the wall. And, fucking wiping his booger on the couch.
I mean, I still do that,
but yeah, it's still this main thing. And then I don't know. I've already him only being 4. He understands.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are not as dumb as we think they really are, like they still understand. And, so, and when my brother Joe does come around, and blah, blah, whatever. And I tell him, you don't want to be like that. My brother Joe used to be almost 300 pounds and now he's my size.
Yeah.
He wears he'll be asking me, hey bro, you got a pair of sweats I can wear? You got a shirt? Like, no, I don't. Like,
I'm good.
So that's the main thing, is like, I don't want, I tell my kids, like, look at your uncle.
Yeah.
I don't want you like that. And, I just show them and, everything. And it's the main thing, is I don't want my kids, I want my kids to be good people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want them going down the bad road. You know, they got good role models. You know, my mom, me, obviously, and their mom, and
me. So
my little brother. My little brother. You know, we're all level-headed, sober people.
Yeah.
So
Austin, how's he been doing?
good.
Has
good,
his
you know.
shoulder healed up? And
Yeah, now he has a kid
Awesome.
of his own.
Oh yeah, duh, Tiny. That I forgot that his kid's like 3 months old now or something like that. 4 months.
Yeah, he's like I think he's like 4 months.
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, everyone I know is having kids and shit. So what's it like? Is this the first time that you're an uncle now?
No, my sister has kids.
Okay, cool.
My sister has a daughter and a son, and then she has I think a girl on the way.
Okay, so you're well versed in being the cool uncle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what do they
yeah.
think about it that their uncle's out there beating people up?
Oh, they love it. They come to the fights.
Nice.
They come to the fights. Aspen, my niece, she cries every time.
Yeah.
She cries every time.
Even if you're fine.
Yeah, even if I'm fine, I'm winning, whatnot, she's still crying.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that she's crying, but yeah. So what do you guys think, like both of you, what is like something that fighting has kind of like helped teach you in like one aspect or another
Discipline.
of life? Yeah.
Yep.
That's helped kind of transfer to like you being a better like parent or brother or son. You know, and then, okay, so discipline. So how has that discipline kind of helped, you know, shape you a little bit in that area?
You know, it's just a more of a mental discipline. You know, as a fighter, you gotta be very mentally strong. You can't go in there and mentally beat yourself up before the fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's just more of like a mental discipline, and structure. You know, you're always, you know, you got to structure, you got to schedule, eat healthy, you know, train every day, you know, you got a good structure. So yeah, just stuff like that. And my 4-year-old, you know, he starts wrestling next year with Nick Nordell and all them. So,
Nice. The Humble team's getting another one.
yeah, and he loves fighting already.
That's awesome. Maybe it's not too awesome for you right now, but
No, I love it.
but that
I
gives
love
you
it.
another way of like teaching him discipline and like, hey, just because you know how to do these things, that doesn't mean you get to go beat the shit out of. Because my brother's kind of dealing with that with my nephews right now, is because it's their first year wrestling and they ended up doing really good and they took to it really quickly. So now it's kind of being like, okay, we know you can do these things to other kids, but that doesn't mean you just
Don't
have to
do
go.
them.
Do it if you feel like
You know,
it.
yeah, I
so.
definitely have. And he starts going to actual school next year. He's going to be kindergarten. So, you know, and my son has a little. So he was born with a clogged tear duct, and his eyelid muscle never fully developed. So it kind of hangs over his eye a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, so I'm worried about that because he's gonna end up getting beating the hell out of some kids
Right.
for that shit.
Well,
But he has the laser eye surgery next year.
teach him how to be funny and flip the script on him. That would be the best way to get him.
Because we were at a park a while ago and pushed a kid down because he said, "Hey, what's wrong with your eye?"
Yeah.
So I mean, he pushed him down and everything. So I mean, we're
Kids are
already
brutal.
having that problem.
Yeah.
So when we get into school, it's going to be a little worse, I'm
Right.
sure.
Well,
But
that,
luckily, we have laser eye surgery next year, so
and it'll be good. I don't want to say it's a good thing for him, but that'll also teach him. Like my sister had cancer, so she had a bald head and scars. So it's like kids are fucking brutal, and I think that's a part of where like some of my anger
And you know,
developed from. Is
I'm not
listening
gonna
to
say
kids be
I
like
was the
that.
nicest kid growing up. I was a bully.
Right.
I bullied kids, man, and
We just don't think about it.
yeah,
It seems harmless to you
as a
'cause-
kid.
yeah.
You know, you don't think of things like the fillings and
Right.
the backlash that put on like Ryan, my girlfriend. She works at a hotel, and the girl, one of her coworkers, was like, "Oh, are you still Lance? He bullied me so much in school, called me fat, blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, tell her I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't mean it now. Like,
Sorry.
yeah, like, so just, as a kid, you don't think of the backlash that it has on that person.
I just think of Billy Madison when he's like people to
Yes.
kill, and he crosses off Billy's name.
Yep.
Sorry.
So just stuff like that, just mental discipline.
Yeah.
It helps out a lot with
That's
fighting and being a parent.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? What do you think it's kind of helped you, like, as a person, and then like you as being a father and everything like that?
I think discipline is huge. I think for me the biggest thing is it teaches you kind of embrace the suck.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna suck. None of this is fun right now. It's gonna end. There's light at the end of every tunnel. You're gonna find it. You got to push through to it, but you got to work hard. You got to do it. And then self-belief, you got to, next Saturday, me and Lance got to go out there thinking we're the baddest dudes on the planet. Like, no one tonight is going to touch me,
Right.
Oh.
And
You guys are.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. For that, 15 minutes and my 10 minutes, no one on the planet can touch you,
Yeah.
And you have to, I don't know, you really have to believe in yourself, but it also shows you that you have to put in the work behind that belief. It's not like you can just walk in there, fucking Cheetos all over your stomach, like, oh, I'm here to kick ass.
Right.
It doesn't really work like that. So you got to put action behind the thought.
Yeah.
And as far as parenting goes, it's like you realize, talking to your kids, it's like, I will do the best I can for you. Like Lance was saying, but I can only do so much.
Right.
You're going to have to do things for yourself. You're going to have to believe in yourself. You're going to have to work hard for yourself.
Well, and as a parent, though, you probably have to have a certain sense of like self-belief and like, hey, like I'm setting these examples by carrying myself a certain way for my kid to see. All I can hope and pray is that they are seeing those examples in that person, and then, hey, this is, like, you can only do so much. But yeah, by setting those examples and carrying yourself that way, I feel like that in itself could probably be, better than trying to explain anything,
Right.
or you'll be in trouble if you don't do this kind of thing.
And I'm grateful that, my kids have got to see some of the struggle that like I've gone through or their mother's gone through. It's like things weren't always easy, but, like you work hard and, you just keep working hard because you have a goal. If you work towards that goal, you'll get there. And it's like things could always be worse. Try to find the positivity in it, and that's something like I guess fighting has taught me too. Is I've had my ass kicked in front of thousands of people, and I got made fun of on one of my favorite Snapchat shows. They made fun of me for getting knocked out in August. And I was like, beans, that wasn't fun. But it's like, they're like, I watched the video now and I laughed my ass off because he did a good job editing it.
Right. Beans.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everything could be so much worse than it is, know.
When you and Brady, I mean, everyone, I feel like, have a great attitude, but you and Brady, I feel like win or lose always are like such, kind of like, I don't say like on my level, but sometimes I feel like I can be like annoying with the amount of positivity and like, hey, come on, guys, that I try to spread. Every time I feel like I talk to you and Brady, you both have just like such good attitudes, like win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? It's about the experience and the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because he's had a couple of tough losses in Billings. He had a really hard one. And I was sitting at Pepper's at the after party because he was sitting there with like his dad and his mom. And so I just had a nice chat with him for a while. And I feel like every time I talk to that dude, it's just nothing but oozing positivity. And the next, we'll get the next one. And so
and I think that's why Brady's a good coach too. He's telling you, don't worry about it. Like there's always tomorrow. This is why you have amateur fights. Whatever he's saying, you know.
When it's not like there's not a dog in him, but I just feel like he realizes like I can either let this eat me up and turn this a negative way, or if I can try and spin this in a positive light.
Exactly.
He's always a breath of fresh air to chat with. That dude's a good guy.
Yeah. No, I like Brady a lot, and I do think that's why he's a good coach. He practices it, he preaches it, and just don't let anything hold you down too long. I understand being upset. I've cried after fights. It's what it is, but
I cry if I stub my toes, so
because they fucking hurt. I get it.
Fuck, I just had something I wanted to bring up, and now I totally just blanked it. Oh yeah, I've been enjoying seeing you guys at the electric basketball games.
Oh yeah, those are fun. I don't know.
Who is the one chick that was with you that was on the cell phone? Because I was screwing with her a little bit the first time I saw you guys. I thought she was with you, but I was like screwing with her, and I was like acting like I was on my phone, and she's like, "I like my cell phone." What? And I was like, "Oh, sorry."
No. She's good friend of mine's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck. I
like
just
to go
teasing
out
her.
with, I go out with their family and stuff. Just their kids. They got 4 boys. They're wild as hell.
Nice.
And so they help with the basketball thing. And I don't know. It's kind of cool just to get out. It's really easy to fall into bad shit in Great Falls. Yeah. So it's like you have an opportunity to go somewhere, and I mean it's a basketball game, and I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I also understand those guys are semi-pro.
Yeah.
I do fighting as just kind of like a hobby thing, and it's something that's just fun for me to do. So I understand, you put in the effort, go and show out, and they're actually kicking ass.
Yeah, they're 9-0 right now.
Yeah, it's like go out there and you kind of just any little bit of support for a local guy. I think what they're doing is cool. I think the games are fun, and
I love seeing it. I apprate seeing you out there, and I've had a few of my friends show up.
I appreciate you attacking me in the owl costume.
That's a secret. But no, it's cool when it's what I try to explain to some people I know that are fighters that I've been trying to drag out there. It's like just like how you want people to come support. If people don't go show up to Fusion, there's not going to be any more fusion fights.
Point? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And basketball is not necessarily my thing, but there I am in the middle of it. And just for Great Falls to continue to get cool things like that, I feel like we got to go support those things. So
Absolutely. And so it's like $15 for an adult ticket.
Like 10, I think, or 10. I can't remember, 10 or 15. And they had a club where if your kid's under like 10 years old or some shit, or like 13, they get free season passes the whole year. And
it's a great way to just get out and
so
have kids
Lance,
involved.
get out to the basketball games, goddamn it.
Get over there
right now.
Saturday night.
Electrics.
Next Saturday you're
next Saturday night.
Basketball game.
You have nothing
Saturday,
going
we're
on.
fighting.
No,
That's not as important.
We're skipping.
Get over to the
fights. I don't care.
All right,
No,
fine.
no.
As soon as you're done dusting up Berkman, you get your ass to the electric game.
Game will probably be over.
Yeah, I think there's 7. It starts at 7, so you can go Friday though.
I feel like you're making a lot of
Well, I guess I got the weigh-ins Friday. So.
We got a lot.
And face-offs. Yeah, we got a lot this week.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make sure to shoot you the rest of their schedule. So, but no, it was just fun. When the first time I seen you, you're like, "Oh, we're doing hugs," son. I was like,
I had no idea who was in the costume, and I'm just getting called sexy and stuff. And I'm like trying to look through. I can't see shit in there. Who is this?
it's like, hey, it's Jake, and he fucking picks me up, dude. It felt so good, but I felt like my spine cracked like 7 times, dude.
Let me know. I'd have held you a little longer.
It was so fun.
It was nice for me too.
Yeah, it was enjoyable all around. So, heck yeah. And then Paris, are you going to be busy for the fights? You going to be filming the whole time?
Yeah, I'm going to be cage side filming, which is my favorite seat in the house when I go to fights.
Yeah.
Kind of weird
Hell
when I'm
yeah.
not. It's cool too, being right there. Because I'll get sweat on me, sometimes blood on me. I'm just like, yeah, I love it. Especially when somebody's doing really good and I know them and I'm filming. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just trying my best to keep the camera on them and in focus and everything, but also trying to be yeah, let's go. It's fun. I love being right there. It's badass.
So do you have obviously, we're excited for these guys to fight. Do you have a favorite though? I see Leo's going to be on the card again. Billy's, it's his first MMA fight, I believe.
Yep.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that's been really kind of piquing you? I think I heard that David Clay is going to be up here from Red Hawk. I don't know if that's true or not.
Maybe another guy from Red Hawk's going to be up here. I can't remember his name, but
Was it
he's going to be
JJ?
up here. No.
Vargas or something like that.
Yeah,
fighting
something like that.
Brighton
Vargas.
No, fighting.
Is that the
Oh.
bantamweight title fight?
Yep, the bantamweight amateur title.
Okay,
Brighton.
that'll be a cool one. The
versus
kid that
Vargas.
just fought Tim.
Yep.
Okay,
Brighton.
well, that'll be an interesting fight then. Yeah,
Heinstead or however you say his last name.
Seth. It's weird. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
He's fighting Vegas.
Yeah, because I was asking Tim the other week if he had any guys coming up, and he said he thought maybe David and maybe one other one, but he said he wasn't going to make it up here, I assume, because they're getting ready for Sean's camp.
Yeah, so he has Danny Flores fighting Campbell. Doesn't say his last name. Campbell's really good at jiu-jitsu. He beat... he used to train at Brady's gym. I think he was their jiu-jitsu guy.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name. Yeah, he beat him in Missoula.
Oh yeah, the short buff guy.
Mike Campbell, yeah. And the shorter buff guy is pretty good at jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I was excited for that fight. And then of course I'm always excited to watch Leo in bare knuckle, so that should be fun.
Well, I don't think I've seen Billy fight since he lost his fight against Baba Yaga when Kai won his title against Louis.
I know he's had some boxing matches in between.
Yeah.
But he's been putting in work with us. And
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, is he training now out of Flow State? I saw a picture with all you guys together.
He splits his time, but yeah, no, he gets down and I mean, he just gets after it. Billy's fun.
That's someone I'd really like to interview. He's such a nice person, and I feel like he's very inspirational to the youth, especially like the Native American youth, and just it'd be very interesting to have a conversation with him, and just all of you guys, whether you want to admit to it or whether you realize it or not, have a certain type of influence. These kids, whether they know you super well or not, they see you at these local events and stuff and see you guys fighting. So, you guys all help to influence and probably give something for these kids to look up to, and however, big or insignificant, not everyone can be Kai Stewart, but we'd all need like locals like you guys who are here putting good examples in for these kids and investing in the communities while you're doing it. So I kudos to all you guys. I mean, it's fun watching you guys advance as fighters and as human beings, and watching your careers, blossom into whatever they become. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's really fun. Sorry to get all corny there, but it just
don't ever do it again.
yeah, it's just it's cool just to see these kind of like local heroes who are just around town doing their thing, and it's pretty fun. So, Paris, what fight are you most looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to your fight with Berkman. I think that's going to be a sweet fight. And then, like I said, Leo. And then I did not know that Billy was doing an MMA fight. I thought he was doing like a bare knuckle or a boxing one. So that'll be interesting. I've never seen him on the ground or anything like that. So
no, that's going to be a whole new thing. Seeing Billy on the ground and being kicked.
Yep.
Or seeing him kick someone, like if he face kicks someone, shit a brick, dude.
He's been throwing them too. That's the thing.
He's probably loving
fearless
it.
About
bit,
it.
Right?
Yeah,
Is he liking it? Or?
Yeah, and it changed his whole stand up. I mean, the whole plan was initially like, let's just guide him towards your hands, right? And then he started throwing kicks and shit. What the fuck is this?
Hey, who is this?
All right, maybe just do what you want to do. Hey, good job.
Like it might work.
And
I
feel like Kerry Lattimore is a good matchup for his first MMA fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So Kerry just likes to fight,
Yeah.
He's someone, he's going to get in there. He's going to fight with Billy. They're both going to, it's going to be a good
one. As I say, I think I've heard the name Lattimore on a couple different.
He's got like 60 pro fights.
Yeah, okay.
No, the Fusion thing says 70. This will be his 70th fight.
Damn. That'd be kind of crazy to be someone's 70th fight and it's your first.
Right. Well, obviously they hold Billy in high esteem.
Right, exactly. So, well, heck yeah, I think we're kind of getting close to our hour. Hey, Paris, do you want to discuss your little giveaway that you're doing?
Yeah, my tiny giveaway.
Or your just your little guy giveaway.
Yeah, so I'm doing a giveaway. I'm selling prints now on my website of my photos. So there's only 4 up there, but I'm going to be adding more. And you can buy directly from my site, and it'll get shipped directly to you. And I'll be giving away 2 prints, one on Instagram and one on Facebook. And both Fresh Bread Productions. You can find that on Instagram and Facebook. And something from you guys, if you guys want to give your sponsor shout outs, and also where people can find you and when you're going to fight and where you're going to fight and everything. So
April 12th, Four Seasons Arena, Great Falls, Montana. Shout out to Panorama Pawn Shop, TNT, Front Range Assistant Living, and Infinity Wellness. I think that's about it.
I'm fighting Ryan the Electric City Strangler, Ibsen, fighting April 12th with Lance here. And give a shout out to TNT, they're great. Jake Deschner with 406 Frenchies. Tattoo Zoo, Nico, he's a beast. Harvey Singh, that dude's a monster. Native Grown. They keep the lights on at our gym.
Nice.
I
see Chuck at the gym all the time. I always have a nice conversation with him.
Yep. They keep everything going for us. So,
are you doing anything with the iFight stuff this go around?
No, it kind of got away from me.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all right. I just realized we didn't really touch on that, and I was wearing a Nick iFight shirt the other day, so I thought I'd ask. So
no, thank you for asking, but it just kind of
it's all right.
Everything kind of fell away.
Yeah, I want to do that. They're doing a color run in June, so if you guys feel like doing it, it's like a 1K or something. like a 1 mile race. But.
Running ain't my thing.
Well, I'll speed walk. Running is not my thing.
If I can walk it,
yeah, no,
let's go.
Yeah, so it'll be like a color run thing where people throw powder in your face. I assume. I don't know how the hell this
Neat.
works. Right? It's like, what kind of powder we talking about?
It's Great Falls.
Well, yeah, it's exciting, guys. I can't wait to watch you guys fight. You know, you guys are both good friends and you're awesome competitors, so it's always fun to watch you both step into the ring or the squared circle, however your ring.
It's a cage.
Yeah, however your ring is going to be set up.
We're in a cage, bro.
But that's kind of exciting though too, because you'll be so other than Leo, you'll be the 3rd or 4th BKFC match, because Justin, James, Leo, and Sam, and then Justin and Cupcake, and now Leo be on this one, so you'll be the 4th Fusion BKFC. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I appreciate that they finally opened the door to all that stuff, and I think BKFC getting as big as it
and
did.
the BK MMA, that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get on with that, but
Yeah. There's always next.
wasn't in the cards for this one.
Right. There's always next time.
Yeah.
So Fusion's gonna do BK MMA.
There you
Yeah,
have.
there
They
you
did.
Is that what Justin's was?
No, Corey Willis versus
How did I not?
Hunting Eagle or something like
It was
that.
in Billings.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, yeah, and then I mean that just opens the door for them for that many more competitors to kind of so they're not only just doing MMA stuff, and yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that evolves and progresses there. So April 12th, I believe Levi told me, Levi Adams said the doors open at 5. The prelims start at 6. Main card starts at 7.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be a great time. If you guys need any tickets, hit up Ryan or Lance, or just buy the tickets or the tables from a local fighter. It helps take care of them. It helps their process. So please, please, please buy from a fighter. Do not buy at the door or, online. So that's my little spiel there. This is the guys at Through the Ropes podcast, Jake and Paris. Thank you again to our sponsors. We love you, and we'll see you all soon.